Let's look at skill 3, present participles. A present participle is the ing form of the verb. The present participle can be 1. Part of the verb, or 2. An adjective. It is part of the verb when it's accompanied by some form of the verb be. It is an adjective when it is not accompanied by some form of the verb be. As a verb, the present participle can come in present continuous, past continuous, or present perfect continuous tenses. For example, the dog is playing in the paint, the dog was playing in the paint, or the dog has been playing in the paint. When the present participle is used as a verb, it comes after some form of the verb be. We can see a present participle used as an adjective in this sentence. The dog playing in the paint is mine. Skill 4 is about past participles. A past participle often ends in ed, but there are also many irregular past participles. For many verbs, including ed verbs, the simple past and the past participle are the same and can be easily confused. The ed form of a verb can be 1. The simple past, 2. The past participle of a verb, or 3. An adjective. A past participle with an ed ending could be used as a verb in past simple, past perfect, present perfect, or in passive sentences. Here is an example of a past participle used as an adjective. The painted dog is mine. So both present participles and past participles can be used as verbs or as adjectives. But what do adjectives do? Adjectives describe a noun. For example, the painted dog. Painted is an adjective that describes the noun dog. Now, what does an adjective clause do? It does the same thing. It describes a noun. So, for example, the dog that is painted is mine. The adjective clause here is that is painted, and that whole clause describes the noun, the dog. Adjective clauses can be reduced or not reduced. An example of an unreduced adjective clause is seen in the first sentence. The dog that is eating a cake has white fur. In this clause, we can also see a present participle being used as a verb in the present continuous tense, is eating. We know it's a verb because we see the be verb in front of the present participle. The be verb here is the word is. An example of a reduced adjective clause is the dog eating a cake has white fur. Here we can see a present participle used as an adjective. Eating in this sentence is an adjective. It is not a verb, and we know this because there is no be verb in front of the present participle. Reduced adjective clauses might seem confusing, but this is just a review from level 8. Also, Spanish has both reduced and non-reduced adjective clauses as well. So let's look at some examples of reduced and non-reduced adjective clauses in Spanish sentences. First, let's talk about present participles in Spanish. Present participle in Spanish can be ente or ante. For example, la clase es interesante. When the present participle is part of a verb, it can be ando or endo. Estoy nadando. In Spanish, they use the infinitive, but in English, the gerund is used. Swimming is fun or nadar es divertido. So let's look at the first sentence. Las 11 personas que fueron detenidas el pasado 20 de noviembre. This is not reduced. Look at the second sentence. Las personas detenidas el pasado 20 de noviembre. You see how this sentence is different from the first one? This sentence has a reduced adjective clause. See how you have the connector and the be verb in the non-reduced adjective clause, but you do not have those in the reduced adjective clause. Look at the first clause, antes de empezar. This is a reduced clause. Look at the second clause, antes de que se interviniera a la empresa. This clause is much longer. This is the not reduced adjective clause. Look at the first clause, conocido como adipotide. This is a reduced clause. Now let's look at the second clause, que tiende a acumularse debajo de la piel y en torno al vientre. This is a non-reduced adjective clause. If you want more examples in Spanish sentences, there are more examples on the PowerPoint for today. The 3 things that you must remember about reduced adjective clauses are that they often follow a noun, they have no connector, and they often begin with a participle, either present or past. Look at the first sentence. The White House, which is located in Washington, is home of the president. This is a non-reduced adjective clause. The next 2 sentences have just the reduced located in Washington clause. The non-reduced clause has the connector, which, and the be verb, is. The reduced adjective clauses do not have these things. Look at the first clause, while they are infecting people. This is a non-reduced adjective clause. Look at the second, while infecting people. This is a reduced adjective clause. In the first sentence, the present participle infecting is used as a verb. You can see the be verb are in front of it. In the second sentence, the present participle infecting is used as an adjective. There is no be verb in front of it. Look at the first clause. Once it is completed. This is the non-reduced adjective clause. The second, once completed, is the reduced adjective clause. Your assignment today is to take a non-reduced clause and reduce it. So let's talk about how you can do that. If the unreduced clause has the verb to be, you have 2 steps. First, you take away the connector. Then, you take away the conjugated form of to be. So in this sentence, you're taking away which, the connector, and is, the be verb. So now you just have Canada, located north of the US, is a little bigger and much colder. If the clause does not have the be verb, your first step is still take away the connector. Step 2 is now to change the verb to the present participle form, which is the ing ending. So in our sentence, we would get rid of the connector, that, and then change the verb need into needing. So now we have cars needing serious repairs will not be allowed on the road. Okay, let's do 2 more examples before you start the activity by yourself. Look at number 3. I would like something that contains less sugar, please. Here, our adjective clause has the connector, so the first step is to eliminate the connector that. Then, we do not have a be verb in this clause. So, what we have to do to reduce the clause is to take the verb contains and make it its present participle form, containing. So now, the sentence with the reduced adjective clause is, I would like something containing less sugar, please. Number 4. The sentence is, bread, which is made today, won't be fresh tomorrow. Our clause, which is made today, has a connector, which, and a be verb, is. So to reduce this clause, we have to eliminate both of those. So now the sentence with the reduced adjective clause is bread made today won't be fresh tomorrow. Okay, so your activity for today is to rewrite these sentences with a reduced adjective clause. Remember, if there's a be verb, you are going to eliminate the connector and the be verb. If there is not a be verb, you're going to eliminate the connector and change the verb to the present participle form. As always, if you have any questions, you can message me. Good luck!